I understand that it's the playoffs, but I think that if in a round one playoff game, and granted it is the Western Conference, so these aren't your normal round one matchups, if you have to play what you feel is your best starting lineup the entire second half, you might not have a complete or deep enough team to go far in the playoffs. And now the Lakers find themselves down 3-1. And obviously, these two games in Minnesota could have flipped back and forth. Unfortunately, back-to-back LeBron performances that were really good got wasted. Scored 0 points in the fourth quarter, but if you were watching that game, again, he's 40. He played the whole second half. Also, he made so many insane clutch defensive plays. By the way, this is the type of game where if you're Nico Harrison, you're looking at the TV and you're just like, see? Because Luka was looking pretty lifeless on the defensive end, especially in that fourth quarter. And look, we all know this conditioning is the next step for Luka. I mean, we could say all we want that, he's played heavy minutes and carried teams and all this other stuff. But the fact remains, LeBron, and I wish LeBron didn't defer on offense as much as he did, because I have a whole range of other thoughts about the Lakers completely just going Luka ball. And this is basically Luka's team now. And obviously, when you trade for him, that is the type of thing you do. But it is interesting. I would much rather have had LeBron. If I'm a Lakers fan, I would have much rather have LeBron take some of the possessions down the stretch, because Luka was also out there, not getting by people as he got more tired, being frustrated by the length, and then falling, and then hoping for a foul call, and then you're not getting it, so you have to waste a timeout. LeBron also threw a crucial turnover. Austin Reeves came alive in the second half of this game today after having some really bad foul trouble in the first half. But the Timberwolves, man, they just come in waves, and that man, Anthony Edwards, just special, absolutely special. Anthony Edwards is starting to take the next steps that people who were really high on him, like me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, taking the steps that people like us wanted to see. Game 1 had a near triple-double, was taking what the defense gave him. Game 2, I imagine some of it was, hey, we got a game on the road. We could go back to the crib and win games 3 and 4, which is what they did today. But they did put up a fight in Game 2, and then Game 3, he didn't shoot well, but still got guys involved. And then today, played the whole second half, had 43 points, still got people involved, was hyping dudes up. I remember in Game 3, Dante DiVincenzo passed up on a really big three-pointer that could have, had an impact on the game, and Anthony Edwards got so fucking mad at him. I love Ant. He is the type of guy that you would want to play for. He's not, like a selfish ball hoggy, like, give me the ball, I'm going to be pissed if you don't give me the ball type. Although he does demand the ball like a superstar should, he's the type of guy who, one, motivates his teammates because he expects the best out of them, but also he gasses these guys up. And I just think he's a great teammate. And, there's no better example of, being a beneficiary of Anthony Edwards' leadership than Julius Randle. And we have to give Julius Randle credit. One, I think it's been under-discussed with Julius Randle's playoff performances that he has had to deal with some injuries in those playoff runs with the Knicks. And look, he still didn't play well. But remember, injuries suck, man. And now you got the best player on your team gassing you up, saying we need you to be more aggressive, and then you deliver again today with 25.7 rebounds, went 9 of 22 from the field, but he was aggressive, he was playing great defense, he was physical, has been great all series, and really he's been great since he came back from the injury. Because early in the season, it was a lot of the same old Julius Randle stuff. And I remember some Timberwolves fans even getting, a little frustrated with him because when he doesn't get the ball, usually you could see him be mopey. I know Bomani Jones has referenced Julius Randle, calling him Eeyore whenever he doesn't get the ball. Also, I think the Timberwolves were having a tougher time trying to integrate his skill set with this team. But since he's gotten back, the Timberwolves have somehow found a way to mix his driving kick game a lot more, empower Julius Randle to shoot more off the catch, which he has been doing. He was 3 of 8 from 3 today, 37.5%. And he's been locked in defensively. At least he's trying his ass off. I mean, he was rustling and tussling with LeBron on the block a few times. Aggressive drives to the basket. Had a big first half scoring the ball. Also want to shout out Mike Conley. Still making plays. You know, everybody pointed at Mike Conley as the weak link. And look, that is the weak link you attack. But I love, and as someone who has been a fan of Mike Conley for a long time, shout out Lefty Gang, loved Mike Conley in Memphis. One of my favorite players. The off-foot floaters are the same foot floaters with each hand because he was so adept at using each hand with his floater. Is fucking exquisite. Still made some big plays in this game today and in the series. Blocking LeBron after he was sealed by LeBron in transition. And unfortunately, he got hurt on that play. Dante DiVincenzo with a crucial and one. And really right now, the Timberwolves just look like the deeper, more athletic team. While the Lakers, they have 2 great offensive engines. One of them is also getting attacked on the defensive end a lot. And also, because of the Luka trade, the Lakers don't have rim protection. And there really isn't another player on the bench that could give you, you know, credible minutes as a 7th man. Jackson Hayes played 4 minutes in this game. And I have mentioned before, Jackson Hayes is the most athletic, non-rim protecting, non-shot blocking center I have ever seen in my life. And no rim protection has absolutely killed the Lakers in this game. In this entire series, 48 points in the paint. And another thing I love from Anthony Edwards, now that I'm mentioning points in the paint, he is doing the nice blend that I'm sure old heads were looking for, even though I had no problem with Anthony Edwards shooting threes. I think it's a marvel that someone that athletic can also turn himself into an awesome three-point shooter. And that has opened up his driving game even more, and he blended all of that shit in today. All the drives to the paint, the Euro steps, the three-point bombs, the clutch baskets. Also, I just love how much of a motherfucker he is, especially competitive-wise. Him and LeBron were, you know, exchanging shoves back and forth, getting physical, like 3 possessions in a row. This Timberwolves team is awesome, man. I've loved the season turnaround that they've had. I thought after they traded Cat, they kind of, while they traded away their pathway to being a contender, this was my initial thought. Anthony Edwards, this was going to be his full team now, and it was just going to be fun watching the trajectory of that. Well, the Wolves could absolutely get to the Western Conference Finals. And right now, they've been showing all series that they have been the better team than the Lakers and have made, you know, the bigger plays. Now, of course, you still have to close out the series, but I just wonder what the Lakers do from here, because JJ Redick, I feel like he pushed one of like the break glass in case of emergency buttons that coaches have in the playoffs. And he pushed the I want to play my best 5 the entire second half in round 1 of the playoffs. Now, Chris Finch played Anthony Edwards all second half. And, you know, playing your stars the entire second halves and stuff like that in playoff games, that's not uncommon or anything like that. But I feel like if you made the determination that these 5 are the ones that are going to play the whole second half because I don't trust anybody else, including my starting center who only played 4 minutes for good reason, you needed to get him off the court, then I feel like you're kind of now grasping at straws and, you know, you're kind of in trouble. And JJ Redick kind of sensed the moment, you know, and the moment is what he has been dreading, and he's in right now. The Timberwolves are up 3-1, and they have a chance to play one of the Warriors or the Rockets, who have been absolutely beating the shit out of each other.